The Devil May Cry anime series is now officially on Netflix, and as someone who loves the Devil May Cry series, I can truly say that this series is awesome and lives up to that hype. I think there's a couple things here and there that maybe I would have liked to see a little bit more of, but primarily I think this is a great start for newcomers as well as fans to come in and enjoy more Devil May Cry content. Because as a fan of Devil May Cry, I started with Devil May Cry 4. I know, blasphemy for some, but this was the first one I ever touched, and I fell in love with it. And then it made me want to go play the entire collection, so I jumped back into that and absolutely loved it. And of course, Devil May Cry 5 was just perfection in terms of action. And this series alone has been one of the coolest series, mythology, world, lore, whatever it may be that Capcom has ever created. And I think what I really appreciate about with the anime is the fact that it just brings to life the tone, everything, and specifically Dante. Dante is a really unique character to lend and land itself. And I found that this Devil May Cry series really much pivoted to that perfectly. So I'm excited to talk about the series today. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below your guys' thoughts. I literally just finished the series 5 minutes ago. I'm sitting down to review it. This will not include any spoilers, so you are safe there. But without further ado, let's get into this. People who don't know what Devil May Cry is about, it's about a demon hunter Dante for hire. He attempts to foil demonic invasion of Earth headed by a powerful demon known as the White Rabbit, while also coming into conflict with a soldier named Mary and possibly more information on his estranged brother Virgil. Now, this is about an 8-episode series. I think just to get one of my biggest issues out of the way, I think this is just something with a lot of streaming services. I truly wish this series was about 12 to 15 or 16 episodes. I think I would have liked a little bit more development in terms of the story itself. I know it's crazy to say with a Devil May Cry, but I do think that there is a lot of cool mythology and a lot of cool story aspects. And there's one episode in particular, I think episode 6, if I can remember off the top of my head, which takes a very, very different approach in terms of storytelling. And it's honestly kind of risky, and I wish the entire series would take more risks like that, but there was more opportunities for things like that, and I really wish Devil May Cry would have taken that avenue. Taking that aside, putting my one grievance aside, the series, as I mentioned, is awesome. From the animation, which is just stellar and stunning from 2D to 3D, the way that they use that aspect is fantastic. Some of these episodes, you just get straight up action, and I love it. Whether it's Dante nailing down demons or taking out military forces that want to stop him, it is always heavily entertaining to see what Dante is able to do with a gun, a pistol, or maybe even possibly his giant-ass sword. But even from there, it's not even those aspects. It's what he can do as a person. And I find this to be a really good series for newcomers because it starts at a point where Dante doesn't know everything about his past, and you're able to learn these little avenues where fans already know this, and as it comes to be, not new information, but it's a good little starter point for this and to possibly what could be a great little Netflix anime series to continue down the road. Specifically where this show ends, it got me so excited to see where it could possibly go next. That Devil May Cry just nails that. I think it nails the aesthetic, especially from that animation. As I mentioned, big fan of the animation here. Love, love, love the action scenes. I mean, genuinely enough, I think they get better and better as the series progresses, and especially until it gets to the finale, where the finale was just a grand, badass time. You have badass moments like that. That's what makes this series entertaining. So anime fans are going to be appreciative about this. Video game fans will be appreciative about it. But it also comes down to the characters. And for me, the way that they really much developed Dante and Lady, I thought were two of the best aspects of this entire series, especially as well as keeping the tone of who Dante is. And for me, that is a very tricky character to really nail out. Can't put Dante down as a good character, or specifically the tone of him, which is kind of funny, also serious at times, but always has these nice quips and cheesy, cringy quips, but they work. They nail it. They have all of that aspects. Lady, great character. This is a character that I was a little bit worried how much focus they were putting in onto her, but again, they do a really nice aspect to that. And the voice performances here are great. Now, Dante is an interesting one because they actually use the voice actor, from my understanding, who plays Nero in the later games. And there's an interesting aspect to have that because this is, of course, a younger Dante. I don't know how fans are going to feel about that. I personally didn't mind, but I thought he did a good job as a younger Dante. Lady, same thing, great voice acting. I think all the voice acting across the board was great choices. And overall, while this doesn't hit the heights of some of the most coolest things that Devil May Cry has, it's really much those early days where it just gets you interested and invested. And again, once you get to that finale, it is so awesome. Adding in top of this, one of my favorite things that I've always loved about Devil May Cry is the score, the music, the sounds, all of that. And I think that is where I was very much impressed with this anime series, is the fact that it actually lends, and they did go out and get actual music that fits the tone, fits everything for this, and specifically certain things that will very much impress fans from the game. And also, if you've never played the game, just be hyped as all hell. And designs are also really cool, and I think they're slick and nice, so that just all goes towards the animation too. For me, the Devil May Cry series really much hit and scratched that itch for more Devil May Cry content, and I also think this is just a really fun show. It's awesome. In the end of the day, this is an awesome show to watch. Is it going to mind blow you with its story? No. And I think that's my one issue with it, is I wish the series just had more episodes to really much take a deeper dive into some of these characters. Again, I know it's Devil May Cry, but you can very much influence and go above and beyond what the source material has in some of the games. But for me, I overall really enjoyed the Devil May Cry series. I think you will as well. Please leave your thoughts down below. And with all that said, I'm going to give this series a B. Thanks so much again, guys, for watching this. Let me know down below what other video games should get the anime treatment from Netflix. I think the Witcher games would be a really cool, unique aspect to that. More Cyberpunk would also be great as well. I'm even more in the camp of maybe BioShock could work really well as anime, depending on the tone or uses that you do, or even Bayonetta, for all God's sake. Let me know your thoughts down below. Maybe that's a cool video that we can do in the future, especially if people really enjoy this Devil May Cry. Let me know. Thank you so much again for watching this, and of course, until next time, stay classy.